All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. This is going to be a lesson going into how the average person is not nowhere near as smart as they think they are, man. All right, and I was just watching this, like the average person is just pretty much carnal, man. All right, they're carnal, and they can only believe in earthly things, even when they claim to have some type of religion or something like that they believed in, right? But really, they're still just all carnal and earthy, man, right? And they can't think about no heavenly things. And I was watching this podcast, the Fresh and Fit podcast, and they had George Gammon on there, right? And George Gammon was saying all of these different things regarding the financial system and stuff like that. And as I was hearing him talk, I was just thinking, I've already heard the apostles say this though. I've already heard the apostles of Great Millstone say these things. I've already heard the elders of Great Millstone say these things, and I've already heard other brothers that are not even considered as elders say these things, right? And I was just like, the Israelites are way ahead in time of what everybody else is thinking about, man. We've already pretty much saw what the finish line looks like and saw who's going to win at the finish line of a race. So we've already placed our bets on who we think is going to win, right? Whereas everybody else is trying to see who they think is going to win as the race is taking place. And they're saying, okay, I'm going to bet on this guy because he looks like he's going to be the most likely to win because he's way ahead in the finish in the race right now. But we, as the Israelites, we already know that although it looks like we're not going to win, we're going to be the nation that ends up winning, man. And all of these other people, they're really kind of just carnal, man. And as I was watching this podcast, right, I was hearing the one guy in there, Fresh, saying some things regarding the New World Order, and I was thinking, yeah, that's true. Like the things that he was saying was true. But then the other guy in there was kind of saying he's a conspiracy theorist and all of these things. But then as soon as the other guy, George Gammon, started agreeing, right? As soon as he started agreeing, saying, yeah, I agree that the CHIP is going to be pushed on people, right? And that I've already saw how the MasterCard is making you have to pay for things with your face. Then he started being like, oh shit, and started being like, okay, I kind of agree now. So how like people like him who are able to handle the earthy things in this world, like he's considered a so-called as this term goes, so-called high value man because he's got money, he's tall, you know what I mean? He's got the finances, he's got houses and all of these things. He's considered as being what this world wants you to be, man. But he doesn't have certain of the knowledge. He has the knowledge of the women stuff and he has the knowledge on the financial things, but he doesn't have the knowledge on the spiritual side of things, man. He doesn't understand spiritually why all of these things are taking place. So therefore, when these things happen, right, what all these things happen that the Israelites have been saying, these earthy things, right, such as the RFID being made mandatory, such as the world wars, such as the chaos and wars and riots in the streets, civil war in the streets, right? When all of these, the banking system crashing, which is what Israelites have been talking about for ages, right? The Israelites was talking about this stuff for ages, man. The apostles of Great Millstone have been talking about this stuff that's happening right now before I was alive, and I'm not exactly young, to be honest with you, right? I'm not exactly young, man. I'm more than a couple of years old, right? But they've been talking about this stuff longer than I've been alive. So this knowledge, the Israelites have been atop of this stuff long before there was ever any Fresh and Fit podcast, long before there was ever any Kevin Samuels bunning out women. The apostles was bunning out women's wickedness long before there was ever a Kevin Samuels speaking about this stuff, right? In fact, Kevin Samuels is around the age of one of our youngest apostles, right? He's closer or around about that age to one of our youngest apostles. But Yahweh didn't choose him to have that spiritual knowledge of the scriptures. And what do the scriptures say? The scriptures say, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. And we're free from all the things that all these other people worry about, man. Because these people are terrified when they hear about this system crashing. because they don't know about that there's another system that's going to be remade to replace it. They don't understand that in order for us, the Israelites, to be free from this wicked world, this system has to crash, because this system was made on the oppression of us. So therefore, it's based on, in order for it to continue, we have to stay oppressed. The people that was oppressed to make the society start off getting financially great in the first place cannot escape out of being in that situation, and that system stays. So all you Israelites out there, all you so-called black people, I'm not even gonna give you the honor of calling you Israelites. All you so-called black people out there that are talking about how you want to build up in the society, right? Trying to get that high value man starter kit. If you achieve all that high value man 6-figure stuff, well, you should be scared if you achieve that, because that might mean that Yahweh Bar Hashem Yahweh Shai has rejected you, and in the kingdom of heaven you're going to be ashamed because you've sold out onto this society and gave up on what's to come, which is the kingdom of heaven. Which in the kingdom of heaven is going to be Israelites that are going to be in charge of that, not Esau, not no Caucasian, right? But these people, they're not really as deep as people think they are, man. When they hear about New World Order stuff and all of this secret society stuff, they think it's funny, man, and they think it's like a joke. They don't take it seriously, even though you can clearly see that there's certain parties and there's certain things and there's certain decisions that get made worldwide that you don't have a say. You don't have a say on what's going on in this world, yet people think it's funny to hear that there's a secret society. Celebrities are literally saying that they drink blood, right? But people think it's funny to hear that these celebrities are drinking blood, or think that it's funny, or think that it's unbelievable to hear that these people are into these things, but you can clearly see that these people are into these things. So what's funny? I don't get what's funny. People would say that it's funny for us to say, right, that God is in control of the things that the world considers UFOs, right? And they'd say, nah, that's stupid. I believe it's aliens. Well, who made the aliens, dumbass? Who made these so-called aliens that you're talking about? Who made them? If an alien exists, who made the aliens? Would it not be God? If an angel came to the earth right now, would it not be considered as an alien because it's foreign from the earth? Would that not be the case? So what's funny? But this world laughs and they think that that's funny. But if I would have said to these people, if I would have said, if when coins used to be the currency that people used, right? If you would have said that there was going to come, if gold coins and stuff like that would have been used, let me, Salakia, man. I apologize, man. I'm speaking too fast. If when gold coins would have been used, somebody would have said there was going to come a time where these gold coins were going to be paper, people would laugh at that, right? They'd say, that's a joke. I don't believe that, right? But then also, if when them paper notes started getting used, if you would have told people that was going to become plastic, people would have said, nah, that's stupid. I don't believe that. Or if you would have said that there was going to come a time where people was going to pay with a bank card, there was a time where people would have thought that was funny. There was even a time where people didn't believe that it was going to rain, right? It's raining right now where I am right now. It's raining. So I don't understand what these people find funny, man. What's funny? You people are not going to find it funny when outside of your house, right, there's going to be some lunatic trying to get into your house because they think that you've got some food. It's not going to be funny then. And slowly but surely, people are going to start to see all of these earthly things that Hebrew Israelites have been talking about happening. They already saw that there was lockdowns, like the Israelites have been saying. They saw that there was lockdowns, that the society there was a time in the last 2 years where you couldn't go to another city. Where if you was on a train or on a bus without a mask, you would be taken off there. Over here in the UK, they was following people with drones. So what's funny? I don't understand what you people are finding funny, man. You people are laughing when the Israelites talk. What's funny? You people are finding it ridiculous that the things that we're saying, but then somebody else says there's 25 gajillion genders, and you're like, you know what? That's true still. No, it's not true. But you believe that because the person that's telling you is rich. And some of you people are accepting that. But if there's just a normal man that don't meet your physical standards, right, on what you think's acceptable, is telling you the truth, you don't accept that. Or if there's a man that's telling you the truth, but he ain't rich, you don't accept that. If the apostles was billionaires in this world, man, right, they'd be treated like kings, you know. If the apostles, all the brothers know this, that follow Great Millstone, man. If of all of the apostles, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Tahar, Apostle Ariamlab, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Rakar, and all of the elders, if they was all billionaires in this world, right, everybody would be treating them like kings, man. But because they've got Yahweh didn't make them have money and finances like that, then people are like, nah, I don't agree with what they're saying. And we don't even have to say just the apostles. Any brother that's speaking the true Hebrew Israelite doctrine, if they was rich, right, people would agree with what they're saying. But then that's when you'd get in false people believing the doctrine that only want to believe because they're trying to get some money, man. They only want to believe the word because they're thinking, man, I might be able to get rich off this guy. He might give me a job. He might let me know what stocks he's buying or whatever BS. And that's why people always listen to the rich man. The scriptures say the rich man is honored for his riches, and the poor man is honored for his skill, or the poor man is honored for his skill, and the rich man is honored for his riches. He that is dishonorable in riches, how much more in poverty? And he that is honorable in poverty, how much more in riches? Because we receive honor right now to a certain degree by certain things that we do regarding our skill. But when we become rich and have the same skill, we're going to become unstoppable in this world. But Yahweh's slowly showing that the things that Israelites are saying are happening, and that he's showing the earthly things that they've mentioned slowly happening, right? And when people start slowly seeing all these earthly things happen, then they're going to also start to begin to see the heavenly things happen slowly. And once this world sees one of the heavenly things happen that Israelites have been talking about, they're going to lose their minds, man. They're going to lose their minds, and they're not going to be proud anymore. And some of them are going to try and come with some fake humility, and they're going to be rejected, man. They're going to try and come, yeah, I've been secretly watching, brother. No, you haven't. You've been secretly scoffing, brother. You ain't been secretly watching. You've been secretly laughing, man. Saying, man, whatever. That's what you've been secretly doing. You ain't bought a Bible. You know what I mean? You've been spending all your money on everything else, but you never bought a Bible and bought some highlighters and bought a notepad and started studying to try and see if what's written in the Bible is true. How many of you did that? Like, people are gonna be completely humiliated, man, when they realize that they've been hearing all of these lies of this world, man. Right? They didn't believe that the name of the Lord was Yahweh. They didn't believe that the name of the Lord, that the name of God's Son was Yahweh Shai. In fact, a lot of people that are scoffers might see videos like this or other videos, and they'll still laugh, man. They still won't believe that the government would make a device that goes in your head or in your hands become mandatory. They still don't believe that. But if I would have said a while back in England that there's gonna come a time where it costs 50p for a shopping bag, they'd say, man, what are you talking about? No one would ever go for that. If I would have said that there was gonna come a time where men was gonna have weaves in their hair, people wouldn't have believed that. If I would have said 15 years ago that men was gonna have blonde dreads, people wouldn't have believed that. If I would have said a year ago that women was gonna pay to have a fake to have fat pumped into their ass cheeks to make their batty look like a baboon's batty, people wouldn't have believed that. If I would have said that women was gonna be able to sell farts for £1,000 a jar, people wouldn't have believed that. But that's happening though, isn't it? It's happening, right? And thousands of years ago, if you would have said that there was gonna come a time where women was gonna beg to be able to abort babies, people wouldn't have believed that. But again, that's happening. So what are people laughing about, man? What's funny? The scriptures say in John chapter 3 and verse 12, if I have told you of earthly things and you believe not, How shall you believe if I tell you of heavenly things? So if people can't understand earthly things from the scriptures, it's not even a point of wasting our time speaking to these people about heavenly things. There's no point talking to these people about reincarnation. There's no point talking to these people about the new covenant. There's no point talking to these people about immortality, because they can't accept that. Because they can't even accept that there's no such thing as a virgin birth. They can't even accept that on the earth there's a group of people making rules on your life, and you don't know them, and you don't have a say on what rules they're going to make. And the rules that they're making are not for your benefit. The rules that they're making are trying and depopulate your whole society, and to force you to have to pay with cash for every single transaction, and to force you to, in fact, not even be able to have cash, and to have to pay for everything so that they can track it. And if you say anything wrong, they'll stop you from paying for things. If they don't like you, if they don't like what you stand for, they'll stop you from being able to buy or sell in the society in general. What's funny about that? Is it not happening? Is there not in China a social credit score system? But people will laugh at these things, man. But the Hebrew Israelites have been saying these things for a long time, man. And people are still not going to give the Hebrew Israelites their props. And really, what people are doing, man, even though they won't admit it, right, is they'll make another account, right, and they'll go and watch the Hebrew Israelites on that account, right, and then they'll try and take the things that Israelites say, and then they'll try and flip it back to what they're on, what they're about, and try and make a profit from it financially. That's what people are really doing. Whether they admit it or not, Yahweh knows what you've been doing. And that's why Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 and verse 1 says what it says. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labours. When they see, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, so far beyond all that they look for when they see the salvation, man. Roughly paraphrasing. When people see so-called UFOs, right, beaming people up, when they see angels with 4 heads, it's not going to be funny no more, because the earthly things didn't make the earthly things that you heard about didn't make you repent. So maybe some of the heavenly things will make you see that what you believed in wasn't right. But by then it's going to be too late, man. Because you can't say, here's what you can't do, man. You can't say, I don't believe in God, or I don't believe in his son. And then you see God's son. And then now you say, okay, I believe in him. It's too late then. You have to believe when you don't see him. Belief is not a thing belief is something that's absent of proof. Faith is something that's absent of proof, right? Or that there's very little proof, or there's some signs of proof, but it can't be proven 100% until certain things happen. And every single prophecy in the Bible was a rumor until it happened, right? It raining was a rumor until rain started dropping out of the sky. When Noah was on the earth saying that there's going to be a flood and saying that it was going to rain, it was a rumor until raindrops started falling out of the sky. But if you tell somebody that it's going to rain now, they'll be like, yeah, maybe. Even though the forecast might be that it's going to be sunny, they might say, yeah, it might, it might rain. To be honest, I believe that. Just like how when people see Yahweh Shai, they're going to believe in heavenly things then. But by then it's going to be too late. Just like how the scriptures say, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the proof of things not seen, or the evidence of things not seen, as it says in Hebrews the 11th chapter. Like, the more you listen to the more you listen to the Bible, man, and you read the Bible, you realize that these people are so far behind on the time scale of what's really happening, man. And it's not even their fault, to be honest with you, because some of them have been blinded. They can't see nor accept what's written in the Bible. Like, what does it say in I think it's Isaiah the 6th chapter or Isaiah the 9th chapter, that it says that people is going to be blinded until the destruction comes, and when the destruction comes, then they're going to realize, oh snap, people that were saying this stuff were prophets. The people that were saying this stuff was true. Whereas as it stands right now, if you tell somebody something about the Bible, right, they'll say, oh, but don't you think that's been changed? Yeah, but what version is it though? There's too many versions. Oh, but there's too many versions though. Oh, that's the white man's book, right? People have always got an excuse to not believe in the Bible. They've always got some excuse, man. But if it comes to listening to this latest rapper, and he starts doing some questionable dance moves or something like that. Oh, that's just the flavor of the times, though, man. He gets girls, though. He ain't a batty boy. He gets girls. Have you seen the women that he's got in his videos? He ain't this. He ain't that. No matter what color how many colors his hair is, no matter what he dresses like, they've always got an excuse for that to try and be why they want to follow that, though. And this is a bit of a rant video, man, Salakia, but it just goes into how this world is just off, man, right? And how these people, no matter they're not as smart as they think they are, man. Not even close. This world is not nowhere near as smart as it thinks it is, man. And I'm gonna end the lesson there. All praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel. Shalom.